Street photography is a lot of things. Isn't comfortable isn't one of them, at least not at first. Taking a camera out and photographing people can feel daunting, even paralyzing. For many, the fear never fades and they walk away from street photography altogether. But what if that fear wasn't a wall, but a door? What if facing it could unlock a part of yourself you didn't even know existed? If you're watching this, you might be in the beginning of your street photography journey, or you might have stuck long enough with it to realize that street photography, it's not the carefree, relaxing experience you hoped it would be. At least not all the time. For me, street photography has been my medicine against anxiety, a lifeline during some of the hardest times of my life. And I hope my story will help you find the same freedom and joy I experience in this craft. When I first started with street photography, I felt uncomfortable. Pointing my camera towards others, people that I never met before, felt intimidating. But then I started wondering, why does this feel so uncomfortable? And the answer was simple. It was fear. Fear of interaction, fear of rejection, fear of confrontation. It is a similar fear with the one you feel when you're asking someone out on a date. What if they say no? What if it goes horribly wrong? On the streets, the stakes are different, but the fear remains the same. And it is the fear of losing your place in the comforting anonymity of the crowd. The turning point for me was understanding that street photography isn't about avoiding fear. It is about embracing it. Fear is a natural part of stepping outside of your comfort zone. And it is in that space, on the edge of discomfort, that growth really happens. Street photography begins with communication, sometimes verbal, but very often through body language. When you present yourself as open and confident, people tend to reflect that energy back to you. If you're not there yet, this is not something that changes overnight, but it does change with practice. For me, this realization has been especially important. My default posture and facial expression often comes across as being closed off or defensive, even when I'm feeling happy and approachable inside. Recognizing this has been a crucial first step, whether I'm engaging with someone directly or whether I'm photographing them from afar. Self-awareness is key to building connections and photographing authentic moments. Sometimes we come across as defensive because we do feel defensive inside, as we perceive street photography as being intrusive or doing something wrong. But that shouldn't be the case. If our intentions are positive, capturing the beauty of a moment or giving it artistic value rather than offending anyone, then we have every reason to feel proud, not guilty. Remember, as long as you are in a public space and you are respecting local laws, you're doing nothing wrong. So let that confidence shine through your presence. That said, I'm not a legal advisor, so make sure you do your own research around the laws that regulate street photography in your area, as they can vary greatly from one country to another. I understand that photographing people on the streets it's not acceptable in every country, so make sure you do your own research before taking photos. If you're enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and consider subscribing with a bell. When I began engaging with people on the streets, either through a smile, a nod, or a short conversation, I noticed something profound. A photo becomes so much more meaningful when you connect, even briefly, with your subject. Now it becomes about a shared moment.
Can I ask you something? Can you help me with a photo?
Yeah.
I just want to photograph this light. I want you to face on the side, like
Okay.
look towards this side. Go for it. So for example, I was going for something like that.
Okay, yeah. That's lovely, mate.
But what about these moments when someone isn't thrilled about being photographed? That's when calm, respectful communication becomes essential. Take some time to explain your work, share your passion, and if you can, hand them a business card or show them your website. Most people respond well to kindness and transparency. And if they don't, just walk away. There is no point in escalating a situation with someone that is unwilling to listen. A few years ago, I had an experience like that. While I was photographing towards someone, they were not even the main subject of my photo, it triggered a strong reaction from them. Before I even had a chance to explain, they started shouting and cursing at me. In that situation, the only thing I could do was to prioritize my safety and leave, protecting both myself and my gear. Having a purpose can make all the difference. For years I wandered cities photographing whatever caught my eye. It was fun, but it lacked direction. Now I focus on specific projects, bodies of work with a story to tell or with a common artistic element. Now when someone asks me what I'm doing, I can answer with confidence, and that changes everything. Confidence isn't just about how you manage interactions. It is also about being prepared. One technique I use is beginning my photographic day with my camera tucked away in my bag. Carrying a camera in hand can sometimes make us feel overly self-conscious and anxious. Instead, I start by simply walking, observing, and immersing myself in the world around me. I call this the charging up phase. By the time I take my camera out, I've built up enough creative energy to help me push past any lingering fear. When I start shooting, I often gravitate towards busy areas. Crowds offer a sense of anonymity and countless opportunities for creative shots, whether you are capturing the energy of the entire scene or whether you are focusing on a single subject. To focus on individuals, I often use longer lenses which help me to separate them from the background. Speed is another essential element for photographing candid moments. Capture the shot quickly and then move on to avoid drawing attention. Staying focused in one subject for too long can come across as intrusive and it can make people feel uneasy. Additionally, the way you handle your camera can help you stay discreet. One effective technique is the hip shot, where you take a photo from the hip without raising your camera to your eye. This subtle technique keeps you less noticeable and it allows you to blend with your surroundings more easily. That said, patience can be just as powerful. Sometimes I find a compelling scene, a very nice background, a nice light pocket, and wait. I photograph continuously as people move through it. This approach keeps my intention subtle and most passers-by don't even notice me. Your shooting style can be a powerful tool for overcoming fear. Not every photograph needs to reveal someone's identity. In fact, some of the most captivating street photography focuses on anonymity, silhouettes, shadows, or small figures dwarfed by their surroundings. This approach adds a sense of mystery and scale, drawing the viewers in and encouraging them to interpret the story behind the image. It also inspires a focus on minimalistic scenes with clean framing and strong subjects, making your photos even more visually appealing. Even in the absence of people, the streets themselves tell stories. Empty spaces, forgotten objects, quiet corners hold beauty all their own. They remind us of solitude and stillness in a chaotic world. For me, capturing these moments is as powerful as photographing human interactions. Street photography is more than a craft. It is a journey of self-discovery. It challenges you to face your fears, to see the world differently, and to connect with something deeper within yourself. So go out, explore, observe, and grow. Remember, confidence isn't a destination, it's a practice. And every shot you take is a step forward. How are you feeling when photographing people on the streets? Are you confident or are you reserved? What are your ways when approaching people on the streets? Let me know down in the comments. If you want to see how I overcome creative blocks and find inspiration out on the streets to create great photos, click and watch this video next. That was all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I will see you on the streets. Bye bye.